Hello everyone, it's Diane, and I'm here to work on some ephemera from my chocolate-themed journal. I'll show you what the Mrs. Coggs images look like. You get 4 sheets. I love this one, of course. So there are advertisements and images from an old recipe book, advertisement for chocolates, some recipes, doesn't that look yummy? I mean, the recipes are right there. You could make the recipe if you wanted to. And there's the 4th sheet. So that's what I've cut apart to use for some ephemera. So I just have a couple things I'm going to work on right now. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing, but I started playing around a little bit. So I have these cut-off sheets from an old Graphic 45 set that was a seasonal set. It had different pages for the different times of the year. And I've kept these because I just loved the paper texture itself is really nice. I mean, it's a smooth paper, but it looks like it's textured, and it just has this nice flourish in the corners. So I am going to use them finally. And I folded one and then cut it down to size. I trimmed off the bottom a little bit and made it the size I want, which I don't know what size it is. I better measure so I can tell you. It is just about 5 inches long and just over 3 inches, probably 3 1/8 inches. And then I used just the edge of this tab punch to punch out that little thumb pull there. So I don't know what else I'm going to do to this, but I'm going to make this into a tag to stick inside, and this is just going to be a free-floating pocket. It'll be either clipped on or stuck in a larger pocket or something. Might be nicer to even cut it. I think I will cut it just a little bit shorter so the tag fits in it more exactly. I know I use my paper cutter upside down. I'll cut it at is 4 1/4 too narrow? I don't think so. I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4. Oh, now this is off center. Well, that was smart. Well, that's okay. We'll have an off center thumb pull. So I'm just going to sew that into a pocket. Sorry, I was looking at my phone to see who was texting me. I told you my sisters and I were going to take my mom to see Mary Poppins Returns, which we did, but they were sold out. We got in line to get the tickets, and the people ahead of us bought the last 4 tickets. We were so disappointed. We come from 3 different directions. And met at the mall. I live closer to my mom, so I picked her up and we met at the mall, and we were so disappointed. I couldn't believe it. It's Tuesday, or it's Thursday. There should be tickets available at 12:30 in the afternoon. But kids are out of school. Fits in there very nicely. So I do want to put something on here, and I should have done it before I sewed the thing together, because I was thinking about putting on a shirred ribbon and some buttons or something like that. But let's just see. I've got this little jar that has some brown hued buttons. It'd be cool if I had 3 different sizes, but I think these are a little bit too big. Let's try this one. That looks cute. Pardon me. So I will put some thread through those and sew or glue them on, and I should put something behind them. Maybe a strip of this grosgrain ribbon with a little bit of a scallop edge to it. See how that looks. Yeah, I like that. And I want to put a tab on this card. And I want to distress it. Coming. Sorry about that. I knew I was going to use distress ink, but I forgot to get it. So I'm just going to set this here and distress the back. This is my vintage photo, but it's the distress oxide because it's a lot more fresh than my distress ink. Now I'm getting Facebook private messages, probably from my sisters. Well, I do want to see Mary Poppins Returns in the theater before it goes away. Yep, it's my sister's. And I am going to add a pink tab. My journal is going to have a lot of browns and pinks. Brown for the chocolate, and pink is my favorite color, but I really do love brown and pink together. I also love pink and gray together. I printed 3 sets of the Mrs. Coggs images because I am doing 3 journals. And I think I'll just put a little scrap of lace on this. Lovely. Okay, well, let's get the glue out. Yeah, I want to ink around that image too. Pretty sure that's too much glue. Oh, just a little bit leaked out. Well, I don't know what I'm thinking. I was going to ink that before I glued the tab on. Sometimes I'm not too bright. I did ink the back, but I didn't do the front. I have an idea for what I want to do next, and I'm so excited about it. I can't wait. It's something I've had in mind to do, and I wanted to do it really soon after Christmas. But once again, I couldn't sleep last night. And instead of wanting to work on this, all I could think about was working on the next project, which should be a pretty quick project. And I will tell you about it soon. So I wasn't sure if I was going to which project I was going to work on today. But I figured I would at least do my ephemera with the Mrs. Coggs images for my design team project. And maybe I'll set it aside to do that project before I actually put the book together. I think I put this button on upside down. I did. I'm going to get a different one because this is covered in glue. That's better. And there's space on the back for writing because this won't be glued down. And there's space on that for writing. There's one. I'll have to make a couple more. I'll make 3 of the pockets, whether they get used in these journals or not. I want to use these sheets up, but I fold them so that the seasonal design is on the inside. This one's pretty though. All right, so there's one. The other thing is an experiment I want to try. I started it by taking 3 of my shipping tags, the smaller size, I'm not sure of the measurement. I think it's 2 inches by whatever, 5, something like that. And I washi tape them together so that they're right next to each other and they can be folded like that. The washi tape is just to hold them long enough for me to sew something on them to hold them. Obviously that didn't work. Okay, so then I took this thin craft paper and cut it. It's a little bit too long, but I cut it, I forgot how tall it was, but I'm just going to put, yeah, I'm going to glue. I wasn't sure if I want to sew in that part, but I won't. I mean, yeah, I could if I use glue, but I'm thinking I'm going to use tape. Because this is kind of thin craft paper and I don't want the tape or the glue to run through. So I'll just put some tape down the center, and then I can't stitch down the center of these cards, of these tags. And then I'll do it on the back. I'll trim off that edge that's hanging over. And now I'm going to sew all around the edges, and then we'll see what happens when we do a trifold on this. Maybe it'll work and maybe it won't. Maybe it'll just tear the paper. Now I wonder if I should sew. I think I should sew. Of course that'll put me sewing through the tape, but I think it'll give more stability to this paper if they're stitching down here too. Let's try it. Hope I don't gum up my needle. Okay, so the paper is stitched on. I will trim those threads later, but I want to see if it'll trifold. And then I think I will put 2 images on the front and leave room for journaling here, and then put 1 image on the back and leave room for journaling there. think I'm going to trim just a little bit. To make the card a little narrower so it doesn't take up the whole width of the tag. I don't know that I've seen this done by anybody, but it's probably not my original idea. I mean, it is, because I'm just doing it, but somebody may have already done it. What did I do with the other one? There it is. Since I don't want to stitch through the tape any more than I have to, I'm going to just stitch around these and then glue them on with a zigzag. And back to the glue. Sorry for being quiet. I did a lot of talking when I was with my sisters and my mom. We ended up going to Olive Garden for lunch since we couldn't go see the movie. And we did a lot of talking and catching up. So I can probably tie this. Wonder if I want to attach. I probably should have stitched some seam binding underneath. Next time I'll do that. So it would be sewn here and here, and then when I closed it, they would tie. Yeah, I can do that the next time. In the meantime, if I put this in a pocket, it'll want to pop out, so I'll have to tie it. And I will put some fibers in here. Let's see what I have for fibers. Here is my container of fibers. I had to enlarge my container because people sent me some really great fibers recently. I've got sari silks and different kinds of fibers in here. I'd love to have a chocolate brown color, but I don't think I do. I have this brown. I have that. I have brown seam binding. Okay, so I'll just use this eyelash. I'll probably put seam binding around the tag, around the tag to tie it. This is what I've been selling in my shop. I'm not sure if I have some left, but I'm not sure if I have this color left in my shop. See how it looks with a couple different fibers in there. Okay. That looks cute. All right. I'm going to stop the camera now and maybe think about one more embellishment to make with some of these images. So I'll be back. Bye.